Oh my God, she's here. Sorry, it's like 5:40. My flight landed at like 12:20. It was late. Um and then I got out of there and then I went to go get my bag and then I was at the wrong carousel and then it took me like forever to wait for an Uber because it was pouring rain because I left the freezing cold of Charleston, South Carolina to come home to once again more rain in California. Okay. And then it took me an hour to get to my apartment because I did once again manage to get one of the slowest driving Lyft drivers that exists. And then I started doing laundry and I went and got dog food because we were low on dog food. And then I went and got Hermes. He's back here. And then I picked up Hermes. And when I tell you, I didn't do a bath for Hermes from boarding, which is my own mistake because I knew he was going back in 2 days, you know. So I was like, if he needs a bath, I'll give him a bath. Hermes is one of those dogs that like when he sees something that he wants to smell, he just goes for it. You know, that's a plant, that's dirt, that's a squirrel, okay? That is another dog's pee puddle. So when I tell you that my dog stank, he was so stinky. He was very gross. So we came home and he immediately went in the shower. I literally like held him in the shower and he was very annoyed at me, but he no longer reeks of piss. So I do think that was the move, okay? Um, but he's down here and he's all sleepy now because he's mad at me, but he's clean. Okay. And then I filmed a video because Lego sent me a big box of goodies for the new year, for the new F1 season, for their F1 collection, including I got three more, three more Speed Champions. Which when I have doubles up like that of like products and things like that, I usually just save them. Like they do make good gifts. If there's ever a time where someone is looking for like toy donations and things like that, I do think they're good to have on hand, and things like that. And it was like a jacket and like a big bag, a clear bag, which is like race regulation, which is really nice. Of like a hat and like a water bottle and like a moisture wicking towel and like a fan. Like it was a very sweet package to come home to. It was very nice. Starting the year off with gifts. Okay. Yeah, it was a Lego set. Like it was three Lego sets. So I have the Speed Champion Legos, which is all the F1 car kits that they did. Okay, for 2025. Okay, and I have all 10 of them. But I got Alpine, McLaren, and Mercedes that they sent. Because it seems like they just do it kind of random for like when they send out boxes with the F1 stuff. But they sent out like a bunch of extra like merch and gear with it, which was very nice of them. So yeah. We will work on a top-down view. Yes, I know. The leg of the filming setup still needs some work. I do think, um, but yeah, yeah. A measle weasel. It's not about it being. It's you're right. It is cheaper. Um, the difference is that I had a giant checked bag, and I don't like lugging that shit onto the flyaway. I will pay an extra $100 for someone to meet me at the curb. That is my bougie business opinion at this point. I get the flyaway is cheaper. Sometime I am willing to pay for convenience. Oh, very fun, Kuna. Wait, which furry convention is this early in the year? Starting early. Was it like a New Year's Eve one that you started, or is it like going through the weekend? Because I know it's Friday. Only travel with a carry-on. Yeah. Usually I'm a carry-on person. I was gone for a week though. Sometimes it depends on the event. Plus I needed like there was a few times where I was like changing for dinner. I needed a gown for the black tie thing for New Year's. These are the goldfish I bought in Charleston for my dinner last night. I was too lazy to go out and get food again, so we just while we were walking back, I got goldfish. And this has been my snack all day. Just look fire. Thank you. I got many compliments. I was leaving feathers all over the dance floor. Not only, these are bi-coastal goldfish, okay? So yes, I did transport goldfish across state lines. Oh, Anthro Northwest. For a little like New Year's Eve party, but that's got here yesterday. That's very fun, Kun. I hope you have a good time. These goldfish are better traveled than Hermes, but Hermes would not do well on a plane, I don't think. But I hate the Twitter dipshits still used Grok to generate slop from your hand drawing. Insane. That's funny. I don't even think it was Grok. I didn't look at the other replies. If someone used the slop from the hand drawing, there was a Gork reply, Gork, which it was someone making a joke like, oh, I'm an incel. Can you make this person into wearing a bikini? And Gork did it, but it wasn't. I get the joke. But the joke is still making a mockery of women's bodies, even if it is the fact that it's a shitty doodle that I did in a notes app. So I blocked Grok. I don't know if Grok is still showing up on my feed now, but I've blocked Grok. That is one thing you can do. It's not foolproof, but it is something. It doesn't stop people from re-uploading your photos. Bye, Kuna, have fun. I get sold junk from an African wild dog, but all the money goes to charity. Very fun, Kuna, have fun. I do need to go to another furry convention, chat, just because I do think I need to extend the research. Thank you, Choco Cap Pemis. You won the Swell Grand Prix. Thank you. You're the first Swell Grand Prix winner of the year, technically of when I was on stream at least. I don't know if anyone else subscribed already, but you were technically the first Swell Grand Prix winner of the year. Just got done hanging out with new friend. What's up, y'all? Welcome in. Listen, art is not my passion. But I also believe in seeking whimsy. So I'm willing to try anything, including Notes app drawing, where I can then use it as an example to show that even my shitty 3-finger wonky hand glove thing looks better than most of the AI slop that they post on fucking Twitter. Because I don't care. I don't care. The first winner of the year, yes. It's been an interesting week. So, you guys, for those who don't know where I was at the maybe a cult thing, okay? It was not a cult thing. There were cult-like elements, I won't lie. It was funny because when we got there, they kept being like, how many of you are first-timers? How many of you thought this was a scam? And, like, my friend that invited me was like, I mean, you thought it was a cult. I was like, I have not been proven otherwise that it's a cult. But it was a few other like long timers and first timers were making cult jokes as well. So I'm like, okay, cool. It wasn't just me. But it was very fun. I did enjoy the setup. I still can't make a video on it. It was not me because I am very careful when I go to these things, especially when there is no filming or video allowed. In the back of the booklet, it still said no filming or video. But night 2 before dinner, they made an announcement saying that people were filming and recording, and that they requested that you delete anything that you had. And if you were caught filming or recording people without their consent, you would be removed, not invited back. Which I was like, oh, who was doing that? Because it wasn't fucking me, okay? So, but no, I went to one journalism panel that was about, the future of journalism in the age of misinformation, which I can't go into detail about what the panel was. I think you can guess, but there was a lot of journalists on it. And I kept hearing that it's what you know what I realized? Okay, so I was not the youngest person there, okay? Because what a lot of it was people that were invited and then them bringing their kids. You are on a panel as early as 6 years old, they start putting you on panels if you go to this thing. It's been happening since the 80s, okay? And so there were kids like on panels and things like that. I went to a couple of panels where high school students were on. I didn't go to any of like the kids panels, just because it was like, it was in another location. And I was like, it's fun for the parents to go type of thing. But like you've got like a lot of people. Then the college kids, and then it would like jump to 30. Like mid to late 20s was definitely a sparser group. It was a lot of people that were, I would say, 50s and older, okay, definitely is what I would say was like the bulk of the attendees of this. Now, I get along great with people in their 50s because I remind a lot of people of like their niece, you know, I'm very good. I can talk to a rock, you know. I think I said that on one of my panels. I was talking about how sometimes a podcast host is really bad at their job, and it's just an awkward conversation. And I was like, you guys just met me, but I can have a conversation with a rock. And sometimes these are just horrible conversations. But I'm pretty good at like, you know, jumping in. Okay. But what I noticed with like, I was like, cause I was with someone who was like, I don't know why people are filming and recording. Like they've been very clear and like taking photos and stuff. And I'm like, you know what I think it is? A lot of the older people, they don't see their phone as filming and recording. They just see this as their phone that happens to have a camera on it. And a lot of them, I don't think, like, I think when they're like, you're not allowed to record or take photos, they think like a camera. And so like, I think for a lot of people, it like just doesn't really compute the same way. That this is also not, like, just because it's in your pocket and it's for you doesn't mean it's not allowed, you know? Which like that same sentiment has worked in my favor a lot. But I also am very good at reading a room, you know, and realizing, okay, this is not something I can get away with. Did I take a couple of photos so I have proof that I was there, like of myself in various areas? Yes. I'm thorough. And an asshole, you know. But there's not going to be a video, you know what I'm saying? Late stage recruitment. Interesting move, but I understand why that might be their niche. They've been doing this since the 80s. It was like no one asked me to wear, you know, a robe and chant to the sun. It was also very lefty. I will say that. I was pleasantly surprised because I admit some like in premise, I fully thought it was going to be super Republican. And I was like, let's see how this goes. Worst case scenario, we dip. But it was shockingly progressive and left leaning. To which I guess makes sense because a lot of it was, you know, the intelligentsia and academics and professors, most of whom are rooted in fact, and so a lot of whom are left leaning. And so it was like, but it was actually I was very pleasantly surprised by a lot of the conversations that I had. I had a lot of really great conversations. I connected with a lot of people. I was the only full-time creator there, which is what I suspected. There was about 700 people there. And yeah, it was very interesting because when you're the only person that has done this mystical job that a lot of these people only know of because their kids say they want to be a YouTuber one day, a lot of people treat you kind of like you're an oracle, which is very interesting and fascinating. In the South are very left-leaning. We are just spread out, LOL. I really loved Charleston. Like, overall, I really had a good time. To the point where I was like, fuck, I might come here, fuck my family. I might come here for Christmas next year. Like, even just, like, post-Christmas time. Like, there was still so many lights and Christmas trees out. So many, it was jolly in a way that LA has not been this season, you know? And I was, like, feeling more festive there after Christmas than the entire month of December. So I don't know, maybe that's my plan for 2026 is I just dip out to Charleston for Christmas Eve. Love to see our side getting into cults because we ain't changing shit with these front-facing organizations. Concerts, rave shows have this role because specifically mean a full body camera. Yeah. I can't even tell you. See, that's the thing too, guys. In the back of the booklet, which yes, I have, they're all analog. which is, I fully was prepared for them to take my phone going into this. They didn't. But I took copious amounts of notes just to even make sure that I wasn't on my phone, just in case. Because as soon as people figure out, what I do, and like a lot of people were like, "Are you gonna make a video on this?" And I was like, I can't. And like it was interesting because the amount of people that were like, "Wait, you actually like can't?" But like this is your job, and I was like, yeah, that's why I also can't, Like there was a lot of journalists there. They also were not doing write-ups on this and things like that. I run around it. Oh boy, fair. About like 5 redneck downs. That's called ethics. Yeah. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Yeah, it was, but in the back of the booklet, it was like a reinstatement of all of the tenets, including confidentiality and things like that. I was clear. I was like, I can do this. Like, I can chat like this. This is a smaller audience. And though it is archived, I do like having the archive, but like, I am still choosing my tone carefully. And I'm not speaking about names, not even the person I went with, the name of the thing and things like that. Even in the back of the booklet, it was very clear. If you use the names, any variation of the name of our event, we own those copyrights and we will come after you. And you know what? As funny as it would be for these to be the people that come after me with a lawsuit, I thought that was really funny. I'm not in the mood, Kimon. Time to draw a small in a cult robe. Who's recording? See, what would be really funny is I'm like me in a cult robe with like what is clearly like 6 cameras under my sleeve somehow, or like a phone or 2. Like it's like my phone is behind my pocket, my back, but it's like picking out. And then there's like a camera or 2 stuff under the robe. That would be really funny. Been running since the 80s. And this was an expensive thing. Like I'm not going into names, but like y'all, New Year's Eve I was dancing with lawyers, I was dancing with physicists, I was dancing with an anthropologist, I met a lot of very cool people. I had a lot of really great conversations. I have witnessed some of the like a lot of like even like when people would disagree, like I had a lot of like very good debates with people about AI. Because there was a lot of people that were in AI, a lot of people that were pro AI, a lot of people that hated AI. So like we had a lot of very good because their whole thing, it's like we can disagree and have debates, but like it will be respectful type of thing. To the point that I do not know details, so no one ask any further questions. I will tell you everything of what I know. This is all I know, okay? I was not there. Second night at dinner, the same time where he's like, hey, people are recording and filming, you need to stop. Before the talk for the evening dinner goes, the commentator goes, we had a true violation of our ethics. One of our panelists was attacked from an audience member. And I did not speak to this person, my friend did, but someone else that was on the panel, not the person that was attacked, said, attack is not the word. But what it was is the quote, the topic was Gaza, and there was a very clear intellectual mismatch of the person on the panel and the person in the audience. She did not get any further information for me. So I have no idea if this was someone that was pro-Palestinian liberation or pro-genocide, frankly. Okay, I have no way of knowing. And what the person in the audience was back and forth on. All I know is that the person that was on the panel was a college student, and the person in the audience that attacked them was not. And so, regardless of what happened, the topic was, quote, Gaza. And I was like, that's all you got? To which I was frustrated that it was not me asking those questions, because I'm a little better at being like, wait, what do you mean? Is everyone okay? What is going on? And meta glasses, there you go. Yeah. Ley lines and a new Nike. don't know how to gossip. Yeah. Like, and even she was like, "See, you're better at this than I am." And I was like, "Yeah, you that's when you text me and you're like, "Hey, can you get over here? I found someone who was on the panel, you know." And I even tried to find this person because they were clearly willing to talk about what happened. Um, but even frankly, chat, I'm gonna be honest. Even the way, even saying Gaza and not Palestine does not like it. There's a way that I take that doesn't seem very pro-Palestinian. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, ugh. I don't. That's all I know though is that they specifically said Gaza, and I'm like, because I can admit this at one point because someone asked me a question on my panel. Well, they asked the entire panel about like, um, as an influencer, like what do you feel is your actual role and influence in like topics? And I talked about people doing things alone because of me, and also being involved in Creators for Palestine and raising $1.6 million for Palestinian aid orgs. I specifically talked about Heal Palestine. I got choked up, talking in front of a room of people, about children who lost their limbs and how, Palestinian children are now like the largest demographic of children with amputated limbs because of this ongoing genocide. And I was getting worked up. And so it's like, and like some people in the room, some people went dead silent. And some people were like, I was like, I'm sorry for like getting choked up. And they're like, no, it's okay. Don't, some of them were like, it's okay. Don't apologize. But it's like it's one of those topics where like, even in leftist spaces, it can go either way right now, So I really don't know. And I wish my friend was willing to ask more questions just to get at least a clear what the fuck happened. Yeah, it is weird about how they say. So the person that was explaining this to my friend was an adult, and I believe someone that was a professor. I do know their name. I can look at the booklet and see what their description is because we do know like all of their titles and accreditations. I am put in the booklet as Amanda Golka, founder, Swell Entertainment, social media, Girly Pop Go influencer. That is that is my full title in the booklet. Like, are we just ignoring the West Bank? Yeah, a lot of people don't even bring up the West Bank ever, which is crazy to me. It's weird Hollywood people don't say Palestine but Gaza. It's probably just more erasure. So I don't, the context clues I have gotten, because again, you guys know me. I'm a little shit. And I would have gotten answers. Even like, so one of the panels I was on was a journalism panel. I was specifically speaking as a creator that was not a journalist. And it was very nice because by the end of the panel, a bunch of the male journalists on the panel were like, hey, so I don't know if you know this, but what you were describing, that's journalism. I'm like, I hear you. But also it is still important for me to make my distinction to protect your jobs. Like it is your industry. It is, I still think it's my responsibility as a content creator and a chick on the internet with far less, guidelines to my job to make the distinction that I am not a journalist, even if you think I engage in journalistic practices. I think that's my responsibility. And they were like, yeah. But I was like, okay, we're not gonna agree on this. God, what were we talking about? Before that panel, what was I talking? There was a relevant point. When we sat down for the start of the panel, because our moderator wanted everyone to sit down, I was like, oh yeah, do you guys, immediately to the table of journalists, do you guys know what they were talking about last night? I hope they're okay. And they were, and the everyone else was a first timer on the panel aside from our moderator, and the moderator was very clear, like, I don't know, but blah 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 blah, and like they will not be invited back. And I was like, okay. So, not getting anything else from that. This is someone who has been with this group for a very long time, and I'm like, I needed like a second or third year on that panel, and I feel like I could have gotten more answers, you know? When is your looks maxing video coming out? I mean, I'm gonna talk about clavicular in Tuesday's video, but I'm not making a looks maxing video. Looks maxing from its core, looks maxing as a topic is really just straight men trying to masculinify self-care and somehow also make it to vilify women. That's the core of looks maxing as a concept. Um, Also, clavicular is an idiot. So, yeah. I wouldn't say there is a cult. No. Okay, so let me talk about the cult vibe. So basically, the thing that it was, I felt it was cult vibe. There's very little information about it that is intentional. The whole point is that they want it to not be like this big public thing. Even with all the phones in their pockets, it's a very analog experience. And the whole point is to bring people together from like different genres and specialties to have like very open conversations and dialogues and feel comfortable asking questions. Like there are no stupid questions, things like that. To be able to like truly like do like a mending of ideas and like a salon of ideas and intelligence of various fields. And honestly, the format that they have set up with it not being allowed to be filmed and not allowed to be photographed, thank you for following. There was a lot of really great conversations I had with people. There was a lot of really great conversations that I had that I saw people having and questions that were being asked. Like it was, I will say, this further feeds into my thought of we need to take screens away from children. I'm obviously not going to go into detail about these kids that were there, but like when I tell you that some of these kids were the most well-adjusted, precocious kids I have ever met, like one little girl was probably 7 and she found out I was a YouTuber and had like full real questions. Not like, do you know who so and so is? Do you like Minecraft? It wasn't like things like she had like actual questions about why I like doing YouTube. And I was like, okay, my cousin is 7, doesn't even like looking near someone's head, let alone making eye contact. And this 7-year-old is having a full conversation with me. You know what I'm saying? It was like there, and that was like most of the children. There was only one, the last morning is where I finally was like, oh, these are the misbehaved children. This is where they've been hiding. Sorry, I'm eating goldfish. But like it really was, you know, it's kind of like what they say of like the elite. Sounds insane. And I'm not saying that I was in the room with the elite, but I wasn't not in the room with some of the elite. Okay. Oh, I can't tell you. There was someone in this room that I was desperate to ask a shitty question to, but I know I would never be able, they would have escorted me off the fucking premises. So I didn't do it. And I do think it was, I think that was for the best. But one day, there was, I can't give you any information. There was one moment I was like, God, I just want to, I really just wanted like, cause what it was is that they would often do for meals. Someone would be hosting the table. So I had to host a table at one point for lunch. And basically what it is it's like each lunch, they would have names on the tables and like you would just have to go and sit at the table where your name was. And it wasn't assigned seating. It was like you're hosting that table. So like it would just be my name on the table and I would sit there. And then if anyone was like, oh, I liked her panel or, oh, I wanted to talk to a YouTuber, they would come and sit at the table with me. Or what a lot of people just did is they would just pick a table and be like, oh, there's seats. Hi, what do you do? You know, and like that's how it's just like a way of like encouraging conversation, getting people to talk with strangers, which worked really well. And this dude was at this table at one point. I was like, God, it's night one. I can't jump into the like this would be a slow burn of me getting to this point of what the fuck was with that. And I couldn't get, I didn't have the groundwork. Maybe maybe if I get invited back, maybe next time, maybe he'll go again. I can tell you, it's not, you would totally not guess, and I love that you think it was Trump. It was not Trump. I love that you think that Trump would go to a place that was super lefty and had a lot of academics, most of whom, I will tell you, have publicly criticized him and did so this weekend as well. That's the journalism instinct. I can't tell you anything. Not Barron, please. What would I even ask Barron? Do you secretly hate your dad? Like, I will say, because this is public information, the Clintons have previously attended. They don't go anymore, but they, in the 80s and early 90s, did attend. Oh, Jenna, thank you for following. Sorry, I don't think I said anything. Nith, you won the Swell Grand Prix. Happy New Year, Swell Chat, and Hermes. Hermes is conked out, dude. I'm going to try and take him to the bathroom before I go. I don't think he will, like, before I go to bed tonight. I don't think he'll go. No, Mom Donnie was being sworn in when all of this was going on. Do you like your suit? I like my suitcase. Do you like your suit? Hi, nice to meet you. Do you like your suitcase? He just like takes a plate and slams it into my head. Oh God. No, I had a lot of really great conversations with people. What I also really liked, because like I said, a lot of these people were older. And I think this is so common these days, because a lot of people are multi-passionate, okay? The amount of women that I met that were in their 80s that have had, I kid you not, 5 or 6 different careers, and they excelled in all of them was really nice. Like one woman I met, she became a lawyer at 23 in the 70s, okay? Got married to someone wealthy and older than her. And she was like, you're not making me go through some other man to get whatever money you leave me. Like, donate to charity, whatever you want. But like, whatever you choose to leave me, have the respect for me that it's going to me. What are we doing? They had a winery. So she like so her husband was like, well, we need to sell wine. Can you go to some wine classes? So she became like highly great at marketing wine. So then when he passed, she got a winery. Okay. And then in her 40s, she was like, I think I want to work in art history. So she went and got a master's program, did a master's program for art history in her 40s. And like, was like, her description was like 4 things long, like of just all the stuff that she's done in her life. And she was gorgeous too, which not that it hurts, but it's like, you know, when you meet someone that's older and you're like, oh, you've lived life, you know, like in that way, like that type of gorgeous, not like she's been poked and prodded or anything like that. But like, you can see the smile lines and even the frown lines and everything like that. Like, and we just talked like all of breakfast. And I was like, I want to fucking be you when I grow up. You know, like it was just, I had a lot of conversations like that with women and men. But specifically with women, because I feel like, especially now, a lot of media is like pressuring women, like, you're not going to get married. And like, literally everyone was just like, are you married? I was like, no. They're like, thank God. How old are you? 28? You have time. I wish I waited. You know? Yeah. Content they consume overall. Thank you for everything. Oh, thank you, Jenna. Sorry, I saw a block of text and I had to quietly read it first before I replied. Like, that's very sweet. Thank you. It's my first year as an official high school teacher. I will say your comment is making me feel a little old. But that is what it is. Thank you for teaching the youth. What can I say? I'm great with the youth. The youth. What your favorite? I'm not. No, I'm not engaging in perpetual stew discussion. Just because so much of the reason that so many, I think it's Vietnamese perpetual stews look as good as they do is they often change pots and they're kept on a rolling boil constantly. And a lot of the, for lack of a better phrase, white people perpetual stews are like literally experiments in biohazards. Like I after years of graduating uni. That's cool. I've gotten back. It's always interesting because I especially because I have a lot of friends that were like viewers of mine first. Like Scootish was watching my videos getting on the subway to go to work in New York before he like really got into content. And then now like he's a content creator and we're friends. And I'm like, hold, do you hear that rain? It's been pouring. I came back to the rain, guys. It's pouring rain right now. We've gotten like 800 times more rain the state of California has than we did last winter. So like if we somehow catch fire in January, it will be an act of God this time. Like we better not. I meant in my 30s, gotcha. Yeah, 800% they're saying. Cuz we got literally no fucking rain last year, guys, and we've gotten I think almost a full foot in the last 3 weeks, maybe 9 inches ish. Do you hear that? I don't know if you can hear that at all. God, it's so loud. Our reservoirs are at 125% capacity. Good. Since Monday. Oh, I'm sorry, ML. Normally that is not in our winter. Normally we are technically out of. That's what that is? Yeah, that's the rain on the windows. We're pretty far away from the windows. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I have a condenser microphone, so it picks up a lot. Oh, also the amount of times I had to write down the words dynamic versus condenser for people that wanted to start a podcast this weekend. How do I up my audio quality? And I'm like, well, what are you working with now? I have a Yeti. Okay. How far away do you hold it? Mm. Suppose it's a really good thing God, holy shit. There's a street light across the street, chat, and it's illuminating like all the rain coming down. That's crazy. So there is no pre-published book yet. There is no published book yet. There is no finished book yet. My goal, I already talked this out with my team because we did like my year plan. What we want is at the very least by March for me to have like a full finished outline for the Table for One book, which is my going it alone book and like doing things alone book. That's the one where we want the full finished outline, if not the sample chapters I've already been working on, so that we can start at least pitching it to agents and see what they think at the very least, and if there's like even a market for it. Not that it won't. I'm really not opposed to self-publishing, frankly. Most of my fiction work, I'm really determined to just publish myself at this point. Not because I haven't gotten any interested in or anything like that. I just really like the idea of having a lot more control over like my ability to pay editors and cover artists, and the marketing would be put on me regardless. So I really like the idea of just having more control from my side of things. I did talk with someone, because there was a publishing panel. I did talk with someone about hybrid publishing a lot. because hybrid publishing obviously has the ability to also like you do like it's like back and forth. Hybrid, you do have the ability, there is certain protections, but also hybrid publishing you can get on various bestsellers lists and things like that, which I'm a trophy hoarder, so I do like the idea of ending up on a list or two. um, um, so I am not opposed to that, but I'm still debating it. But those need to be finished before anything else happens. But the nonfiction books, like the nonfiction narrative nonfiction ones, those ones are the ones that we're prioritizing currently, especially obviously the Going It Alone one, because it's operations swell locking in mindset, grind set mindset. I literally blocked someone on TikTok this morning, Chad, because they DM'd me that they had a crush on me, and thank you for listening. So I blocked them. No distractions. Which is so funny because all of my friends, even my straight friends, are so funny because they're like, okay, so the problem with heated rivalry is now I really want to be in love. And they're like, the problem is that there are no actual men written by women. Every man kind of sucks right now. Which is so funny. Meanwhile, I'm like, no one fucking look at me. Actually, I'm so locked in. I want zero fucking, my distractions will be my whimsy, okay? My distractions will be self-entertained, okay? Unless you're super hot and you're like literally like 10 out of 10 personality and fun as fuck to be around. Like you would need to be zero work in a relationship right now for me to be like, I'll be your girlfriend, you know? Like, I'm just not in the mood. Like, I'm so 2026, we're making money moves, okay? This year I did my big one. Next year I'm going bigger, okay? But now it's like maybe dating would be good. The real answer is I'm just lonely, dude. I'm not even, see, that's the thing too. The last thing I fucking am is lonely. Annoying, yes. Angry, sure. Occasionally bummed out by the state of the United States, absolutely. But lonely, fuck out of here with that. No. If anything, leave me alone harder, please. Will you make an audiobook version? Oh, yeah, probably. There will probably definitely, like, if there was an audiobook, I would 100% be the one voice acting it. I would be reading it. Unless there was someone with a sexier voice that could then read my book, that would also be funny. I'm not lowering shit. Fucking step your game up. I'm fun as fuck and cool as fuck. Upgrade. Climb higher. Aim bigger. Grow. I request you to be at least 2 inches taller than me. I'm 5'2". I am below the average height for women. This is not a hard bar to clear. Like when you really look at my standards, they are not that insane. Don't be a loser. And yet, there are still men that want to limbo under it. Oh, guys, have you seen this man on TikTok? Have you guys been seeing these videos? Because on one hand, I don't disagree with him. But the way he is delivering this information, it's past principle and it's just you, absolutely the fuck not. I'm sure someone will, but absolutely not. So basically, this man has been making videos on TikTok, okay? Where he is like, so because I am homeless, I can't get woken up with a plate of food. I can't get no back rubs. I can't get no love. I can't get no, I think, back shots, he says. He says a couple of things. And basically he's like saying like, because I'm homeless, I can't have a woman serving me. And he even like ends his video with like, Aren't there no good women out there anymore? And things like that. Um, and what it is so the reason he is homeless is because he has a lot of health problems, but apparently the reason he is homeless is he is also supposedly hiding from a possible warrant. So he doesn't have an address, so they can't find him, which is why he wants to hop around to women's houses. He does not have a job. He does not seemingly want to get a job. And this is the content that he is making. Include like his health issues. It sounds like I think he mentions blood clots. Like he has very severe blood clots, is what it sounds like. And it's like, okay, what is you getting back shots going to help with any of this, frankly, you know? I believe in the age-old adage, a man with nothing to lose will destroy you. Because if you are the only thing he has to lose, it will not end well for anyone involved, most particularly the woman, frankly. Not homosexual. Yeah, the phrase homosexual has been trending a lot on TikTok this week. Because as a concept, I do believe that homeless people, yes, should be able to find love. That's not what he wants, though. He's not looking for love. He's seemingly looking for a woman to serve him, and keeps using the phrase like good women out there and things like that. And I'm like, this feels very transparent, but also like it's not clicking for you. Like you seemingly believe this. You know what I'm saying? Homosexual is something that has been going around for a while. It's something that I am warned about yearly. Homosexual, for those that you don't know, and this is a real thing. I have seen men's videos on TikTok, not this man's videos, other men's videos of them giving tutorials on how to get women to let them come and stay with them for free. And it often involves meeting them somewhere out, getting them to take you home, and fucking their brains out. And then you just never leave. Just bring your stuff. So because I'm a woman that lives alone, every year people are like, Amanda, it's getting cold out. You need to not be going. I'm like, what fucking bar do I go to? What are we talking about? How would you get woken up with a hot breakfast? That's the whole point. Great, heck yeah, is that the women would like if a woman brings him home to her home that like she pays for, then she should still also do the emotional labor of waiting on him, which also, fuck you, you know. No, but like actually, you don't even drink LMAO. Yeah. Sometimes it's not even friends. It's just like women that I meet out and they're like, wait, you live alone? Okay, don't let these men hear that. Don't let them hear that. Like, okay. This is not a risk. I don't fuck randos. Happy New Year. Brew, welcome in. You came in at a very, very hostile time, would you say? I don't know. Put the phones of the reception of a single friend just in case a home date goes wrong. Yeah, see, I don't do you're not coming to my home. Fourth date, you're not even picking me up from my apartment building, frankly. Like maybe date 2, if it's like, oh, I really want to take you somewhere, I'll give you the address of the apartment building, but like you're not getting my unit number, you know? Like I need to assess to make sure you're not a serial killer first. Okay? And a lot of women now have that standard because unfortunately there have been multiple instances of serial rapists and serial killers using dating apps as hunting grounds. Be safe, be smart. Men in chat, none of you are afraid of getting robbed or murdered. I'm so sorry. I need you guys to be more like men. You also can be murdered. If you emphasize like me coming over for the first date, I'm gonna rob you. I'm robbing your shit. That rule, no home dates once this year, but I'd known the person for a very long time. That's obviously a very different situation, Retro. That's obviously someone you've known. First dates, people you barely know, you don't know all the time. Can steal my kidneys. Jokes on them. I don't have shit to rob. Steal from the men. No, bitch, I'm stealing your toilet paper. You have Diet Cokes in your fridge? They're coming home with me. Do you have a box of cereal? I have a coat. Do you have a cute pet? Hermes could use a friend. I'm stealing. Don't invite me to your fucking home on a first date. I'm not going to respect you in the morning, okay? Your life. I'm taking your loose change bowl that you keep by your keys. I'm taking it. Please don't steal my Diet Coke. I need my fridge cigs. And then got Sauce BR. Yeah, I love her. I love her videos. I think we played that video on stream, Amiza Weasel. We played that on stream like, God, 2 months ago, I think it was. I was like, I love this girl's videos. Here's one of the hauls she did from a dude's house who wouldn't stop inviting her over. We're $700 on eBay. Oof. Almanac. I'll just picture me walking through your home, eBay searching everything that I can identify within my iframe. Think of my breadth of interests. I'm just Googling everything you got. What can I get on eBay for? Don't invite me to your home for a first date. I'm not going to respect you in the morning, and I'm robbing your shit. It's crazy work, LMAO. Not my European change jar. I'm glad I'm not single because if anyone breathes near my ends, TCG collection, I feed my emergency. The true use of meta glasses. There you go. Could not be me. Yeah, no, dude, it's just like, and it's crazy because the incels. God, whose video did I see the other? Oh, it was like I think it was one of those like guys that it's like he talks to the camera like, "What are you doing, Habibi?" You know, like talking to the camera like as if you're his girlfriend all the time. Like I frankly for years I thought this one guy had a secret wife. Frankly, he does not. But he was talking about how he was with a group of guys and one of them was like apparently like said over the phone like you're like you look so beautiful tonight or something like that. And the other dudes were like, that's simp behavior. Telling your girlfriend she looks beautiful. I'm going to take a knife, okay? But I'm serious. What, don't you guys want to like, don't you like women? Some of you should just date men, frankly. Not that I want to put this on other men or gay men in particular, but like some of you truly hate women. You know what I'm saying? It's all my nail polish. I have a bottle that the Mercari listing for $400. I got it for free. Oh, shit. But ask me questions and I'll start thinking you're trying to make me the lick. Don't invite me over for a first date. This is avoidable, chat. This is very easy and avoidable. Be respectful. Don't try and get in my pants before you know my middle name. This is easy. I don't even give a shit. Fuck my middle name. Who cares? Okay? Don't you want to know I'm also not a psychopath? Huh? Because if you don't at least try and make sure I'm not a psychopath, I'm going to make you think I'm a psychopath. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make you believe that I'm in some fucked up cult. So I'll give you some lore. Meanwhile, I'm giggling as I steal your Diet Coke. You know? You're going to think I'm like, I'm psychologically insane. I met gay guys that talk shit about girls too, and it's literally just took me aback because aren't we allies? Yeah, no. Unfortunately, there are, unfortunately, I have met some gay men that do think that being gay gets them out of, you know, committing the sin of misogyny. And it does not. So yeah. What's with your hyperfixation with Diet Cokes? I know that some of you are addicted to Diet Coke. Okay? And I know sometimes after a long day, you're like, God, I can't wait to get home and crack open a cold one. And that cold one is Diet Cokes. And that's your sweet treat for the day. And so I know that if I steal your Diet Cokes, you will forever curse the day you invited me over. And that's the lesson I want you to learn. All right? That's the important life lesson you need to learn. I will come after what brings you joy if you don't learn to respect women. Can someone clip that? Can someone clip that? I will come and unplug your AI girlfriends, okay? You can't respect human women. You don't get fake women either. You don't get lines of code, stolen chatbot IDs. No. No. Don't steal my fridge 6. Until he used ChatGPT next to Amanda Swalkolka, and he wasn't alive long enough to realize what he did wrong. Turn my head towards my boyfriend after that statement. I bully him for what he got me into drinking it. But I would also never harass you. Don't steal my fridge 6, please, please. Diet Cokes are expensive these days. Still too many, and that's felony territory. Do you know how funny it would be for me to get a mug? You guys, let's be realistic. At some point in my YouTube career, we're getting a mugshot. We don't know what for. It's probably going to be I'll be trespassed, and I'll be like, or what? And then I'll get arrested. Okay, it'll probably be something really silly. Okay? I already have a merch line planned out for when we do get one, okay? Because of course, okay? But do you know how funny it would be if I actually got arrested for a grand theft charge of just robbing someone's Diet Coke and soda stash? Do you know how funny that would be? That's instant icon status. That's triple platinum on twitter.com, okay? That's someone being like, this has to be an Onion article. And that trend, that hashtag, okay? That's what all the blue checks will be saying. And she's ugly. Why Diet Coke? I like regular Coke. You know, like there's so much ammunition for me to get arrested for grand theft of Diet Coke from random dudes' houses for being disrespectful to women. And I would go triple platinum. Shop merch for the memes, of course. Target level surveillance over sodas. Yeah, exactly. Arrested for being... What is my crime? Requesting respect? Wanting a cold little treat at the end of the day? Of a bad date? Are these crimes? Made a clip for respecting women. Hell yeah. Thank you. I'd press charges, Amanda, I swear. I really don't know if I would get mugshotties. I think it would depend on the makeup and whether or not they let me keep my glasses on for the mugshot or not. Because I do think like glasses, I would do like a little smirk maybe. Like kind of innocent, like you're like, whose fucking librarian is stealing Diet Cokes? Like that's what it would be, okay? But it like no glasses, I feel like I do look like a mischievous, like little elf. You know what I'm saying? Like she crawled out of like a folklore book page. Like you know she did that shit, but like you're not quite sure how, you know? So I think it would depend. Think of the merge. Do the hair swoop to one side? Oh, like. Because they'll do chin down. Thank you for subscribing, real life internet person. Hold on. You won the Swell Grand Prix. Thank you for subscribing. Andrew New, welcome in. You'd for sure get comments offering to pay your bail, and then you'd know who to go back and rob. A former YouTuber featured on Mug Shotties has reoffended and is back in jail. Well, tell me, Pam, what's been going on? Well, you see, Bill, she seemingly robbed the men that she replied to in the comments of her Mug Shotties post on Twitter. They seemingly gave her a playbook for who to burgle next. It sounds like a work of fiction from The Onion. If there were a meritocracy, but as it stands, most of their posts are paid promotions. I mean, I am not above paying Mug Shotties for the marketing alone. Although I do think future, like, okay, guys, because remember, I have another book idea that I'm working on. This is when it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when I decide, like, it's good to go. But I probably shouldn't be here, okay? And it's like me with all the different convention stuff and all that stuff. But like, imagine the mugshot being the author photo. Forget the cover. The author photo is my mugshot. I kind of would be obsessed with using a mugshot as my author photo. I kind of love that. I'm kind of obsessed with that concept. Has anyone done that? Using their mugshot as their author photo? Because I do think that that's like really chic and like we should be doing that. Me, hey, Amanda has a book coming out. We need an author photo. Okay, hold on. Amanda's been arrested. Here you go. I support women's rights and women's wrongs. Thank you. You've come to the right place. So, no, I probably shouldn't be here actually has existed longer than Table for One. But Table for One I do think is more timely. And I probably shouldn't be here. I do want more anecdotes and stories and like experiences from events to feed into it. So I have more to choose from. You know what I'm saying? So maybe by the end of 2026, I'll have like a really good framework for I probably shouldn't be here. But like Table for One is like, I can do that today. You know what I'm saying? Putting that lawyer to good use. Yeah. Fucking Jorge would kill me. Or, yeah, Jorge, or no, I wouldn't call Jorge. I'd call my dad's girlfriend. Because she represents, she's a defense attorney. And she represents, like, actual, they're not capital, but, like, there's some lives lost in her cases. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I do think a cutesy little grand theft case would actually be a very nice change of pace for her. And she'd just be like, what the fuck are you doing? And what is crime? There we go. On Savada's up. Thank you, Measle Weasel. That's all right. I do appreciate it. I'm just trying to get better at asking you guys for clips because we had like a total of like 22 in 2025. And that seems comically low for how often I stream. So I am just trying to get better at asking you guys for clips. No time served. Good point. I should call her. I have her come on stream. I did talk with a lot of people that I really want to have come on uh, Science Sundays chat this weekend. I met a lot of neuroengineers. There was a couple that I met. I met one that she really wants to actually do an interview, and so I do think she would love doing Science Sundays, because she is trying to get more information out about her work. Um, I'm assuming it's cool if I tell you this, because she wants more information out about it. She didn't tell me the exact name of the company because it's obviously like she's one part of it. But basically, she can take hair, break it down to stem cells. This is going to sound like cloning, but it is not cloning in the way that you think, okay? She can make a blueberry-sized version of a brain with your DNA. So it's your brain tissue, okay? Your brain genetic makeup, okay? That is perfectly matched to you. And they do this, okay? They're doing this is very specific. And this was huge. This really is like really cool tech when you think about it. They are doing this so that they can make personalized drug trials for mental health and neurological medications to study their effects on the brain. So like, for example, normally when you are diagnosed with bipolar disorder, you could be on potential trials to find the proper medication for you for like sometimes upwards of 8 years, going trial and error, trying to find the right medication for you, because one person with bipolar, it exhibits totally different in another person. And so they can run through 8 years of potential drug possibilities for your neurological symptoms in like 60 days. So it's personalized, individualized, like drug trials, basically. And it's wildly expensive to do it, obviously. Okay. Like upwards of $250,000 every time they do it. Okay. But it's one of those things where they're just trying to get more people aware of it to make it obviously more funding and more excitement around it, because a lot of the scientific developments and people that I spoke to, the main issue comes down to funding. Obviously, a lot of people's research has been gutted because of the Trump administration. This is not falling under that funding, I believe, is what she was telling me. But a lot of funding has been cut, obviously, as most of us know. So you do not get to keep your blueberry brain. It is biomedical material, I believe, at that point. And there is, I believe, a disposal process. Not for Vidin Gummy, that's crazy. I would want to keep it in a jar. Wait, I don't have hair, never mind. There's other ways they can get your stem cells. She was talking about cheek swabs and things like that, but they've been using hair follicles. Every hair is sacred. Yeah. But this is something that, if it were able to be done at scale, could revolutionize the mental health industry. Because, like, I was telling her, I was like, yeah, when I got diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, the first thing they did was put me on an antidepressant. And they were like, here you go. This helps. This is known to help anxiety in young women. But it was for a completely, sure, did it help a little bit? Yeah. But, like, what it was actually targeting was not related to my symptoms whatsoever. And I told them, I was like, I am not depressed. Have I been depressed previously? Yes. Am I currently depressed? No. And did it help a little bit? Sure. But like, did I want to keep doing different drugs to see what would perfectly work? Not really. But like, she was really excited about the concept of like doing more interviews and stuff like that. So I do think she would come on Science Sundays and like tell us about her research and stuff about the brain and neuroengineering. Like, even just the title of like neuroengineer is like really cool. And she was telling me about some of the work that she's done. And I was like, yeah, it would be really cool if you could come on and like would be interested in answering questions and things like that. So I think she would really like that. So, and then obviously, like I said, I have my friend who is has formerly worked at NASA and stuff, and she's offered to come on already. there was a lot of people I was speaking to. There was, oh, I met this one girl. She is an experimental physicist. So like she's like actually doing research and experiments now on discoveries that were theorized from theoretical physicists back in the 70s. So like she's doing and she's in a PhD program right now and stuff. So it was just, I really met a lot of really, really cool people, chat. And I really think that at the very least I can be like, hello, do you want to come and talk about your specialty? Do you want to come and talk about it with my chat? You know, I'm picturing like I do like we literally get like a separate scene that is like a Science Sunday specific scene that is like whiteboard style with like it's our Bill Nye type of weekend, you know, where we like make like a whole day out of it, obviously, versus just watching videos. I think that'd be really fun. Happening of what they are editing stem cells to attack cancer cells but ignore healthy cells. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I think they just cured sickle cell, not here. I think it was in the Netherlands, I think. And I believe a young boy, I believe. But like there is good work happening despite what the administration is actively trying to do here in the United States. It was on Long Island, was it? Because I met for a time and had a weird electricity feeling, and until I Googled it and people were like calling it brain zaps, I wasn't able to explain it, and my doctor at the time didn't know that was a thing. God. That was the thing too, and I do feel like this, tell me if this exists on Reddit, but I really do feel like there is, maybe this exists, my brain is thinking Reddit, but like a forum type of thing, or like even like a private log of something that would be helpful for diagnosticians and physicians and the like, for people making, pharmacists even, of people writing down their symptoms of using various medications and like side effects and things like that from like a mass scale, you know, because obviously, as I've talked about, I don't do Mounjaro or Ozempic or any of these things, but I have friends that do. And some of their symptoms that they've experienced, both positive and negative, are not like the widely spoken about symptoms. And in some instances, like I have one friend, they are experiencing it actually helping their endometriosis pain. I am not telling you this because you should go on it to deal with their endometriosis pain, but she is experiencing that she does believe that it is helping with the pain that she normally experiences around the time of her periods, because, and the only thing that she has changed is the fact that she's on this medication. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that, but for migraine, whichever of you can green. I'm not opposed to it, obviously. Someone brought him up to me at this weekend thing. God, it is still raining that hard? Yeah, it is. God. It's like, yeah, do you know I believe he does YouTube. He's really into talking about tuberculosis. I was like, yeah, Hank Green. I think it should be required by law for drug manufacturers to have open databases where people can submit their side effects and people can look them up. Like even something as simple as, you know, being able to document, maybe it's not for public, like maybe this isn't available to the public, but I do think that there is a need for that type of data because frankly, as someone that has experienced, not even when it came to medicine, I was violently ill, okay? And I had bronchitis. And the doctor that the on-call doctor that I went and saw said that I was coughing and my throat hurt because I was coughing, and didn't order a chest x-ray or anything else, and didn't note that there was a rattle in my chest that I myself could feel. And didn't note that in the chart until I came in for low oxygen a week later. And I'm still fucking irritated about that one, you know? So like same thing goes with medications. Like I don't think every doctor is writing down every single side effect that patients are coming in and reporting. Hold on. Hi, what are we doing? Hello, Bubba's. Bubba Bean, what are you doing? Hi. Oh, you're so clean. You're so mad at me, but you know what? You were so fucking gross. Like when I tell you guys, when I put him in my car, I was like, This is disgusting, actually. I love you and I wanted to give you all the kisses, but I was like, I'm not fucking touch. I'm not kissing your face, Hermes, until I get you in the bath. And then I gave you all the kisses. And then I gave you all the kisses because you were clean and you weren't reeking of other dogs' piss. Okay? When I got on BC, I had a weird side effect of gaining more earwax, and it was a wet type versus my normal dry earwax. Oh. But like even then, like my report, like, do you know how much anxiety and panic attacks I could have avoided if the simple fact of the matter of the fact that what they prescribe for Accutane and call Accutane now is not the same Accutane that they were prescribing 15 years ago? And so most of the side effects that they were talking about 15 years ago are not what's happening now. Or even like when I went on birth control, all of my friends were like, X, Y, and Z is going to happen to you because that'll happen to me. I had very little fucking side effects with birth control. I'm still on birth control. I have very literal, if next to no side effects. My boobs didn't grow. My boobs didn't shrink. I didn't gain weight. I didn't lose weight. One of my friends, her hair turned curly. Like it like somehow literally fucked with like her fucking curl pattern. I still don't understand how, like it literally started growing in curly. I still don't even understand how the fuck that happened. Yeah, so what they prescribe now is a not general. What is it called? Not over the counter. Um um Generic. Yes, generic. Generic form of Accutane. Sorry. Thank you, Almanac. Hermes is trying to fuck up the couch. Could that be abdominal issues, Amiza Weasel? I don't know if you're still having it. Um, but like it literally could be that you were on a birth control that was too harsh for your stomach lining. Because that could be a stomach lining issue. Like you already had intestine gut biome issues or something that like you just didn't know about because you hadn't been on something that had upset it previously. You know what I'm saying? Like these are symptoms that I think are relevant, but so oftentimes people like chalk it up to other things. You know what I'm saying? All of my Accutane side effects went away. I had dry eyes, drier skin, obviously, and my nails were very brittle, as was my hair. Um, but that all went away very quickly once I was done with my run of Accutane. Everyone though, when I was going on Accutane, they were like, "You're gonna never get rid of these symptoms. It's never gonna go away for you." And I was very fortunate that it went away. And again, obviously, maybe I'm the outlier, but like I do think these are symptoms that are important to document, you know? Hermes, John Goldfish. Good night. Level of hormones in the birth control was giving you like, I get nauseous right before my period hits, but it stopped when I was on a mini pill birth control. I used to have TMI, but there was talk of me potential. I didn't think I have endometriosis because it's not uncommon when you're like a minor and going through puberty to experience very painful period cramps. If they persist into adulthood, that is where you do need to get checked out. Like there might be something wrong because once your body gets to a more mature, developed state, the pain should not be that severe. I still get discomfort when I have my period, but it's not like the violent vomiting pain I used to have when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? Whereas my friends that do have endometriosis do experience it's debilitating when they are on their period, you know? Whiskey, I would ask if you're comfortable with it, but again, it is different for everyone. I don't know anyone else that really took it. I was the only one that took it in adulthood. I had a few friends that took it in high school. A lot of them were like very hush hush secret about it. I'm always very open about things that I've taken and done just because I do think it's important for me, especially as someone on the internet. That's why whenever someone's like, oh my God, Swell skin is glowing, I'm like, thank you, I've done Accutane. Because I do think it's important to disclose these things. I shouldn't, Almanac, it's not leave. It shouldn't, it's normal to have cramps. It's normal to have pain. But it shouldn't be debilitating pain for the entire duration of your period, I believe, is the actual, like a couple of days. I usually get uncomfortable 2 days before is when I start getting like the phantom pain. The first 2 to 3 days of my period is where I am in pretty decent pain, but it is manageable. I can work out. I can go to work. I can walk Hermes. I can film and sound normal, you know? And then the end of it, it's usually gone for me. And then occasionally I'll get like random shooting pains from occasion. It is also possibly it feels like it goes away because you get used to it in adulthood because you start getting it more frequently. But if it is persistent shooting pain and you are into your mid-20s, you should go to a specialist and ask some questions, you know? Just, you'd rather be safe. You'd rather have questions answered. I had that too. I found out last year that I had a fibroid, but I didn't know how long I had it for. Yeah, see, it could be fibroids. Most of the time, especially currently, I believe the treatment for endometriosis is birth control. Because birth control, the reason they put me on it for Accutane is because when you are on Accutane and you are a woman that is capable of getting pregnant, as I was, you have to be on 2 forms of birth control and you have to sign a pledge saying that you will be on 2 forms of birth control. Meaning I was on a pill, and if I had sex with someone that could get me pregnant, I had to agree that I would always use condoms while I was on birth control. And I also had to get monthly blood tests to make sure I was not pregnant. It did not matter how many times I'm like, listen, no one is touching me. They were like, it doesn't matter. We have to check. Before we can refill your prescription, you have to go do the blood test. And that is because it can be the amount of birth defects that are linked to Accutane are very severe. And they also, if you are obviously pregnant, trying to get pregnant within, I think it's 3 years. I've been off of it for over 3 years now. God, 4 years now I've been off of it. And it's one of those things where if I were to start trying to get pregnant, I would still probably go in and get checked just to make sure that there's no like persistent productions of vitamin A or anything like that in my system. An appointment before, but I was very, very hesitant to consent to take it. I would ask definitely for if they have any recent instances of side effects with their other patients. They can't tell you obviously details about patients, but I think you can ask like, hey, if this is the generic form, what side effects are you seeing and things like that. Because you do have the right to ask questions about medications you are taking. And if you are still unsure, or even if they're just like, you have no other option, like if they're flipping with you, you can also say, go fuck yourself. The only difference is the cells don't mutate in case of endometriosis. Damn. My friend has the arm implant, and it's crazy because you can feel it. And so when she's having an anxiety attack or working out and her blood pressure is like up, she can sometimes like feel it, like the blood pumping nearby it, which frankly grosses me out. And when you want to get it removed, they do have to cut it out of your arm. There's not really an easy way to do it. So yeah, it can move. Kind of funny, but the ad on the TV is for generic Viagra. Well, it's like the same way like an IUD can get lost in your body, and there has been instances of it ending up in like women's small intestines and things like that. How it gets there, who fucking knows? But there are instances of it fucking migrating inside the body. or even forcing itself out. Like your body straight up rejects having an IUD. Um, I don't have Dropout. I have watched various Dropout episodes. I would definitely go on Dropout. Yes. Which was abnormal, but I think it's because I work an office job and I don't work out the entire time I was on it. Mm. Fell down or fell out? Like it went like down to a different spot. So like it was still inside, but it was in a different spot. I mean, if you're comfortable with saying a measles weasel, obviously, I'm just trying to understand. Sorry, it was lower than where it was inserted. It is one of those things where it's like, yeah, that thing fucking moves. Like it is crazy when you think about it. Listen, the pill is annoying, but like I have control over it, you know. And frankly, I can skip my period with the pill, so I just don't do the placebo pills. I just skip it. That is not medical advice. That's just something I do. I started doing that during lockdown because I was like, I don't think I can handle being in lockdown and getting my period while being stuck in the fucking house with my dad and my brother. I will murder someone. And then I was like, wait, this is great. I just skip it. Yeah, Riley, I take the pills. I track them very easily. I've talked with them about doing sponsorships. Usually it falls through. Nurex is what I use to get my birth control. There is checks and balances within it. Um, I was prescribed via my health insurance. I swapped over to Nurex because my health insurance is being annoying as shit and being frankly not. There was a lot. But I pay for it via Nurex. I think it's fairly affordable to me, but I do pay for my birth control. And yeah, I take a combination hormonal pill. It's the same one that I was prescribed when I went on Accutane. And I like it because it does just baseline me out across the board, which is what they wanted for uh, to track my side effects before I went on Accutane to make sure I didn't have any like emotional spikes or anything like that. Because they were still worried about depressive spikes and things like that with Accutane. I have a lot more than just cramps and blood clotting disorder than really limits birth control options. That's fair. See, and that's the thing though. It's like there's so little thorough research it feels like in women's health, truly. And like under this administration, we're not going to get more. I admit, I asked a PhD student and two people in a startup that were also working on something for engineering and physics. Um, I was like, because they were the through line for every single science talk I went to about innovation came down to funding. And I was like, is there a place in the market for, because a lot of them were talking about like, listen, we don't want to be taking money from billionaires, but they are the ones that are willing to fund the research. And there is unfortunate, like there is like, we don't want to be doing it, but like this research we feel this needs to be getting done. And they're the ones that are paying for it. And a lot of times that takes it private or, you know, hides it. And so I said, is there a future in which there is something like a Kickstarter for public funding? Like, for example, let's say I'm using the Brain Dish as an example. Like, let's say I have a crazier on YouTube and I'm like, you know what? I want to fund proper testing for medication testing for brains. And I want to put like, let's say 50K towards this. And they were like, the PhD student, she's like, what I'm running right now, we need like the last grant we were able to get was $1 million. Like it is that high, and that is the problem, is that the research that needs to be done to do it properly, you do need millions of dollars, which is why federal funding is so helpful and why this is so frustrating. I get a measles weasel. I get like my bone cramping. I get so stiff and like just like sore. It's almost like, you guys remember the body aches that you would get during COVID when you had COVID? If anyone here had COVID, um, like that, but less severe is usually what I get around my periods. Had this debate on birth control as I refuse to go on it just because of PCOS. A measle, I feel like the patch I would forget because it is once a week. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like the pill, I've got it worked into my schedule so consistently that it would be harder for me to skip it. But I feel like with once a week, I would be way too all over the place with the patch. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Almanac, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I suggest contacting a physician if you can. If not an option, I don't know if you're in the US, but there are also free clinics. Planned Parenthood, things like that. I do recommend seeing a specialist. Hi, Kuna. How was your panel? We're talking about periods and pain. Yeah, the lights cut off is not a good... That's a very severe... Like, are you saying you lose consciousness, Almanac? The phrase "the lights cut off" is alarming. Yeah, I've definitely been one of those girlies who's afraid to go on the gyno, and they were like, nope, just take this pill and hopefully stop happening. Your body has, I don't know how old you are, but I'm assuming that you are not a child anymore, and your body can change and symptoms can manifest differently. If you are in your mid-20s and you are having these symptoms, though, I really think you should go to a doctor. I understand having fear. Trust me, I had a panic attack when I was supposed to go to my first pap smear, and I walked myself out of there because, frankly, everyone was acting fucking crazy. Even the nurse, when I was hyperventilating, she thought I was going to tell her that I had been assaulted, and she was like, "Do you need to tell me something?" Like, bitch, you're not helping, frankly. Okay. And then when I went in there, I was still hyperventilating. And the doctor came in and was like, how are you going to do this? How are you going to have babies if you can't do this? And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with everyone in this office? And I left. So I get it. I know this isn't encouraging you to go to the gyno, but like, the worst case scenario, unfortunately, is that they tell you that there is nothing actually wrong and that this is a normal symptom of just having a uterus, unfortunately. Best case scenario is they tell you that there is something that they can do, though, to help with this pain and make it so that it's not the lights going out is a very alarming sentence to read in chat, Almanac. So I am encouraging you to please see a specialist, just because that is alarming. If you are saying that you are regularly blacking out from the pain that you are in, that is not good. Oh yeah, also fully. I have no problem discriminating against various, but when it comes to health, mental health, sexual health, whatever, I am all for discriminating. Sorry, you are not. I need you to be a woman. I need you to be a woman. If you're my therapist, I need you to be a woman. If you're coming near my hoo-ha, I need you to be a woman when it comes to medical stuff. Sorry, respectfully. That's for me. I have friends, though, who are like, yeah, I have mommy issues. I need a guy to be my therapist. Otherwise, I'm just going to be trying to please my therapist the whole time. Totally valid. I also have friends that are like, yeah, no, male gynos are just way more straight to the point because they acknowledge that you're probably uncomfortable. So they're just boom, bam, done. I'm like, that's fine. Whatever works. The injections for birth control are usually, if you're talking about Depo-Provera, they are unfortunately not good for long-term use, is my understanding. I do know people that have been mentioned in some of the various injection lawsuits when it comes to birth control, because of bone density loss. and like severe other issues that I'm not going to go into. But I think I'm more ageist than sex with my doctors. Fair. From cramp pain, but I do double over in pain regularly, but I can cause me trouble sleeping. Such fun. I do sleep pretty see, and that's the thing. It's like everyone knows what their pain tolerance is. So like for you, it might be like a very severe pain, but then like when you actually go to a doctor and you're describing your symptoms, I do encourage you all to be as honest as possible when you can go, if you can. Especially because if you are a woman, we do have a tendency to downplay our discomfort. And also, unfortunately, misogyny and medical malpractice, they're like this, okay? If you can get pain meds and they will help you with pain management, always ask about pain management, always, because they will not fucking recommend it, okay? If you are a woman, regardless, I don't care if you stubbed your fucking toe and you felt to go to the doctors, you need to ask about pain management because oftentimes they will not bring it up. I watched it happen with Lisa when she was literally going through cancer. I've seen it happen myself with just basic anxiety. I literally described it at the earlier part of the stream with me and my, when I had bronchitis. And that was a woman doing that shit to me. I was like, hi, I can't fucking breathe and I'm in severe pain in my throat. She's like, yeah, because you're coughing. A week later, almost hospitalized because my oxygen levels were so low. Like, and that's pre-COVID. My body is fun. Found out that the gyno tool can come in different sizes. So last time I got a checkup, I asked for the smaller size and I didn't have pain for weeks after. There you go. A measle weasel, do we have a higher pain tolerance or are we indoctrinated to have a higher pain tolerance because they keep telling us we have a higher pain tolerance because they're like, but you're gonna birth a human. I don't care if I have a higher pain tolerance. Give me the painkillers. I don't care. Because you're dying. Duh. Yeah. I've been on Depo for over a decade and have had no issues, but hearing about other possible issues makes me wonder if I need to reconsider. But it has worked so well for me, so scared to change. I definitely think if it works for you, it works for you. I have seen the back and forth of things. I have also seen people that have gone off of it and it has not gone well. Usually not hospitalization, but there are like almost like withdrawal type of side effects from going off of it. And so I definitely would, obviously, if you were considering changing things, I would consider going to a doctor. Obviously. All of this, everything I'm saying goes to an actual professional. I'm just a bitch that talks on the internet for a living. I'm not one of those dudes that's like, fuck the doctors. No, please talk to a doctor. I also just believe in holding those smart bitches accountable. You know what I'm saying? And like asking that you have to be an advocate for yourself and your medical health. Especially if you are a woman, especially if you are someone with a disability already, and you are aware of that, you have to be an advocate for yourself. Okay? Someone clip that. But I love this conversation. It's validation. Yay, I'm glad. No, it's just like the shit that I saw with Lisa, you know. Lisa was in my life, guys, for 12 years. She was in remission for most of that time that I knew her, but she was still receiving some various forms of treatment at times. Like I took her to, I'm going to describe a very gnarly procedure, okay? Seeing it done, I am glad I was able to witness this because I do think it is important. But I think this is a good example, okay, of why you have to do your own research before things happen, okay? But also you have to, it is helpful to have someone with you in instances like this. Because Lisa was a lawyer. Lisa taught the bar. Lisa was able to argue for herself. But oftentimes she did still need my dad or me or another friend or family member in the room with her, just because I almost think because she had cancer, she was taken less seriously, you know? But heads up, I'm going to describe something relating to brain tumors, so keep this in mind. Okay, so when I was in college, okay, Lisa came to me one night to explain. This was around Halloween, I remember, because I was working on my Captain America cosplay, and she came to explain the procedure that she was going to do, because the brain tumors were not growing, but with where they were in the brain, they were very worried about them moving down into her spinal cord, which would then make it so that she would the degeneration for her whole body would be rapid, they said. So what they were doing, they were going to put a port in her head. Okay, so like a port, like a cancer port, okay, that normally goes in the chest. They were going to do surgery. She was already had lost her hair at that point. She shaved her head. And they were going to put a port like right here, okay, on her scalp, on top of the skull, but under her scalp, okay? And they would use this as an access port to, there would be like a tube connected to it that would go down into the spinal cord, okay? And periodically they would use this to withdraw some spinal fluid and then inject chemo directly into the port so that it would directly go into the spinal cord to kill any of possible cells that would be migrating or further infecting her body. Okay. When she told me this, I said, can I just say that's the gnarliest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life? And when I tell you that when I said that, she let out such a big she was like, thank you. It is really gnarly. Thank you. And I was like, yeah. Is it safe? Like what? And they're like, yeah, they said that there's very few risk of complications. It will be uncomfortable. It will stay there. Like when they were done with that form of treatment, they did not go in and take out that port. She passed away with that port still in her head. It did get less obvious over time, as the like skin healed over it. But she did often it looked like she had like a golf ball lump on her head a lot of times, okay? Especially when her hair was gone, okay? And so but she obviously, because of the nature of this treatment, she could never go to these appointments alone. And so I took her a couple of times. The first time I took her, she, on the drive over, was like, oh yeah, I can't eat before, but I should eat something after, even if I'm nauseous, so that if I do get sick, like there's something in my stomach. And we were like, okay, like we'll go we've already picked out a spot afterwards. But she was like, just make sure that I need to remember to get the anti-nausea medication first, because they always give it to me after and it always takes too long to work. So they said there's no issues with me getting it first, but they always try and give it after, okay? And so she had this treatment 3 times at this point, okay? And so she knows exactly what this treatment does to her body and what she's going to react to it from, okay? So they have told her, oh, next time we'll do the anti-nausea medication first. We'll give you that first because that's in a different port. Put that somewhere else, okay? And it's just to make sure that it's going to work properly, because when you start fucking with the spinal cord, you don't really know what your body's going to do. For Lisa, it would trigger her to get sick, okay? Almost every single time, okay? And so every time when it was over, they're like, oh, next time we'll do it different. We'll see how it works. It should be fine. Then, I don't know if it was different nurses this time. I didn't see these nurses again, probably because they heard I was coming and I'm a bitch, okay? And she was like, I would like the anti-nausea medication first. You guys said I could do it first this time. Like, well, let's see how you take it. I want the anti-nausea medication first. I'm like, yeah, she told me you guys said that it was fine. Do we have the charts from before? I'm like asking for the previous charts, you know? And they're like, we always do it second. It's like, she is telling you she wants it first. She is telling you she gets nauseous first. And then they're like, okay, well, we do need to get, we can't have this. What they did this time around is like, okay, yeah, we'll get the anti-nausea medication. It wasn't even in the room at this point, okay? But what was in the room was the chemo, and it was like not, I think not like it was one of those things where it's like, hey, this is out of the container. We kind of got to get this in you now. Okay. And again, by the fourth or fifth time is when they finally swapped it. But sure enough, they did it. I watched them do it. I admit, I almost threw up watching it, even though she had described what was going to happen to me. And it's also uncomfortable to see, you know, the person in your life invisible pain, because it's a weird type of pain to experience, because it is going through a layer of skin every time it goes into the port. And what was nice is when we ended up waiting there an extra hour, because sure enough, the nausea medication came in too late, okay? And so she was getting sick, so we sat there. And then they were like, okay, well, we need to move you to another room. And I'm like, no, actually, we're going to stay here. Use a different room. Okay. So I think that's why I never saw those nurses again, frankly, when I would come back. But as we were leaving, funny enough, the surgeon that put the port in her head, okay, was in the elevator with us, and he was able to like check her healing and things like that, and which was nice. But then he's like, yeah, which port did we do on you? She was like, the port you guys said? What do you mean? Apparently, there were baby ports that adults could also get, because the size of the port, the access point is still the same size. It's just the size for the skull. So it didn't matter. Like, there were adults that had the baby ports. She could have gotten a baby port that would have looked way less like a fucking golf ball on her head the entire fucking time. Now, it is an aesthetics thing, but I don't know if you guys have ever been around someone with cancer, it can affect a lot of things. And unfortunately, when it affects your physical appearance, it can often make you feel worse, because you feel how you look from time to time. You know what I'm saying? And so even when her hair was growing back, when she was under different forms of chemo, there would be times where she had to start styling her hair differently because she wanted to hide the port, and we couldn't get it taken out, you know. I think they just assume that there should be an adult size. I don't fucking know, dude. But it's one of those things where it's like, she was in an experimental program, technically, like, and it was an experimental treatment, and it did work for years. We got another 4-5 years with her after that. You know, that was pre-YouTube, you know. So it did help with the slowing of the tumor growth. It did work. It was a horrible fucking procedure. They don't remove it. I should also note at this time, chat, this was 2017, maybe. Okay. 2018, maybe. Maybe it was 2016. I was in university. I was in junior college. No, I never went to university. I was in junior college. She was still classified as terminal at this time. She was classified as stage 4. Okay. There's no plan to remove it when you're at that stage. It is what will keep you alive, what will make you comfortable, what are you willing to do to try and stay alive longer. So even though they stopped doing that treatment, they weren't exactly going to jump to do a procedure to remove it, especially when then later COVID happened and all electives that would have classified at that point as elective surgery, all elective surgeries were not happening, because it was not if somehow they were like, hey, this port is bleeding into her brain, we need to remove it, that's a different story. But the port was like biograde plastic and things like that. Like, it was nothing that was going to harm her, you know? But I share this as an example of, you do have to, if I had known more going into it, things like that, maybe this would have been different. If it was my dad had been in the room the other 2 times and the same thing was happening, you know, by the 4th time, she was finally getting the proper medication in order as she wanted it. But that's why I bring this up, you know. Malpractice lawyer, they don't care. Yep. So, you know, doctors, I can speak perfectly clearly when I had COVID and when I'm drunk or whatever. But yeah. Sorry to bring the mood down, chat. But you know, I'm serious. And I do think this is an important conversation to have from time to time. And yeah. And I have the experience of, you know, watching someone go through this. I did make when Lisa was in hospice. There was one in particular nurse, because my dad and I were very fortunate. We were able to take care of Lisa in hospice, but we were also able to have rotating home carers to help with overnights and during certain chunks of the day. Okay, there was one home nurse that I was like, you need to find a different job. And not like with our placement. I was like, you are not cut out for this, straight up. Because she tried to leave. I know I've told the story on here. Some of you may not have heard it. She left when Lisa was in hospice, when I was in a back room and wasn't going to tell me. I heard the door open and close, and I was like, what the fuck? And I go outside, and Lisa was, the blood clots and the tumors at this point had made her delusional. And like, she was like a toddler, unfortunately. And so she was just like, hi. And I was like, hi, Lisa. Where is she? I don't know. Is she not in the, I was like, no. And then she came back inside and she was like, oh, good. There you are. I was like, yeah, what the fuck was that? Like, I did make this girl cry. And frankly, I do not feel bad about it, because what the fuck is wrong with you, frankly? I don't even know. I don't think she didn't care. I think she, I'm assuming she had this is what I'm assuming happened based on the context clues. She had a friend that told her that it was easy money to just like do medications and like make food for people that were elderly and sick. And then she got placed with Lisa, who physically could not, whose medication had made her retain all of her body weight, and she could not use the bathroom herself. She could not stand on her own. And the reason she left is she said, she was like, I just feel like I'm having a panic attack. And I'm like, okay, we're paying you to take care of someone. So fuck off. Like I was not saying fuck off to this girl. I want to make that clear. But I was literally like gentle parenting her, being like, you're going to help me change her at the very least, because I physically cannot do it on my own. Like, I'll do the hard part. I'll get from behind. Okay. But I need you to help me. And she was like, this just isn't my training. I'm like, okay, again, we were very clear about what this job entailed, including bathroom changes and things of that nature. We were very clear. The site is very detailed. Okay. Including, I had the same conversation with the woman who came in and was like deathly afraid of dogs because Lisa had a service dog. Thank you for following. Because she like full on like jumped and almost left. And I was like, hi, I will pull up the listing in front of you right now. There is no way you didn't know that there was going to be a dog in the home when it's specifically listed as a service animal. And Rosie would bark from time to time. But as soon as she was like, oh, a woman, cool, like would just go back to Lisa's side. You know, she looks like a bear, but like she is a giant teddy bear, truly. Are they not trained nurses? Most of them were. A lot of them were retired nurses. This girl was probably my age. This was 2022. So I was 24. She was probably my age. But I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, you can leave. And my dad he wasn't there. He was working. He came back. And he was like, yeah, if you need more hours. And I was like, behind this girl. No, not this one. Because we had good nurses at this point. I could tell within 5 minutes if a nurse was going to be good or if a nurse was going to be mediocre. This girl was like an atomic bomb in skinny jeans, you know. And I was like, what are we doing? I was like, you need to consider a different line of work, actually. I want to make it abundantly clear. He won't block you. I will not let you back in. He doesn't get it. I was here. You're my age. He thinks of you as like another Amanda. He doesn't get it. I do. You're not coming back in this house. Okay? No. Because she left. She left. She was going to leave. What if I wasn't in the room? What if the door was locked? What if I had headphones on? What if Lisa, you guys, Lisa was delusional at this point, okay? She would be like, oh, well, I need to go outside. Like, and would just try and get up. We had the railings on the bed, but she would like, her leg, the blood clots were so bad at this point, but she would find ways to like get her whole leg. Like there would be times I'd come back from the bathroom and her whole leg, I would like, how the fuck did you do this? No, we got to stay here. We got to stay here. So like if I was in the back room working as I told her I would be, okay. Hey, how hard is it to be? I am so sorry. I feel like I'm having a panic attack. I do not think I can properly care. I can call someone else from the service if you would like. But I need to let you know I need to leave. I am so sorry. Okay. That's all I would have asked for. Instead, this woman left. I heard the door close, open and close. So I came out of the office and I was like, hi, Lisa. Lisa's just there watching TV. I'm like, what's going on? And then the girl ran in because she realized she fucked up. And you think she was going to run in and come tell me that she left? No. She was like, oh, good, you are here. I was like, you knew I was here. I haven't moved. I checked on you 20 minutes ago or whatever the fuck it was. I've got both chats up. Yeah, hi. Skinny jeans. Good on you. Well, it's just like I just don't like. I know there's a lot of like social media talks about like the mean girls in high school becoming nurses. And did I experience some of these in the home caring industry? Yes. Okay. But I'm dead like the people that go into it and think it's easy money for whatever fucking reason, you're gonna get people killed. Like I don't care if we're dealing with people in hospice and you're like, they're gonna die anyway. That's fucking psychotic, okay? There is a level of care and expertise that is needed in home caring, bare basics, okay? And sometimes that's as simple, that includes reading the fucking patient description on the site before you say you would like to the job, okay? That's all I ask. There is so much emotional strength. You need to be a nurse. Holy shit. Yeah, and we had amazing nurses. We truly had amazing nurses. You know? We had one nurse, she was like, she had been a nurse for like 40 years or something insane. And she had like 3 children. And like every time I came, she would be adamant about like, you've been, like I would be like cleaning things up. And she was like, no, sit. She'd make me food on top of making Lisa food, even though I was like, you like, please don't worry about me. I will figure myself out. And she was like, sit down. No, you know, same with like, we had one that would like, be like, you need to like, we are fine here. I will be here with Lisa. Lisa, we good? Yep. Okay. You and your daughter go out and just have dinner. Do not rush. Like, and make me and my dad go and get dinner. You know, like we really did have like some really great nurses, but that made the bad ones actively bad. And like the one that freaked out about Rosie, the one, not this one not the atomic bomb with skinny jeans, the other one. Like after I was like, hey, this was very clear. And she did deal with it for like the rest of the shift, but she was very jumpy with Rosie. By the second time she came back, because she did do everything, her notes were phenomenal, okay? Notes were great. She did everything else. So she did come back. Totally different person when it came to Rosie. Hi, Rosie. I was like, oh. I don't know what happened. I don't care. You're a good nurse. I'll take it. Nursing home. Yesterday, I found one of my residents outside in the snow cold without a coat when the CNAs were supposed to be watching him. I'm so sorry. I don't know why people would think it's easy money. When it comes to, because a lot of this was, for some people it is, like just making sure people take their medications on time. I'm assuming that the girl saw Lisa's age. Lisa was 58 when she passed away. That is fairly young for hospice care, you know, for a lot of people. And so I don't know if she just assumed that it would be easy and didn't read the rest. I don't know. Or maybe it was her first day on the fucking job. I really don't care. I care that she left she left the house. She made it far enough to her car that I could come out. I heard the door close and I come out of the hallway and made it all the way and had a small little interaction with Lisa before she made it back inside. Anyways, do we have a better topic? Do you guys want to go back to talking about hobosexuals? She was at least not high. I don't know if she was drunk. She still did great work. Her notes were fine. I don't care if she did anything. I don't think she was high because Lisa's nose, for some people don't talk about the side effects of chemo. Lisa was so sensitive to all smells. All smells were wildly sensitive too. King tides are making so you can't leave work? Can't go to work? D'Angelo, every time I hear D'Angelo's name, he stresses me out because I don't know him like that, obviously. We have met. He's come to a few live streams and things like that, but like I do worry about him because of like things that he shared publicly, obviously, and things like that. I haven't seen the new video. But that does stress me out. Video to my boss of my street and my neighbors with water to the doors. D'Angelo Wallace. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. I will admit, the title of his video speaks to me. Commentary viewers have gotten ... really dumb. And that's from 8 hours ago. I have not watched this. We're not going to watch it. It's 36 minutes. I will watch it later. But I won't lie. That title speaks to me. Sometimes people, I think it's also, I have to acknowledge, when men comment on my stuff, my brain jumps to it being in bad faith. I do admit this. Substack in particular. Sometimes I want to reply to a men's comment on one of my Substack posts like, who told you this was for you? I think you'll agree with him. Like, I'm obviously not going to speculate, but I do admit this is, this has been a pattern with him. This is unfortunately a yearly pattern. Um, I hope he's good, you know. But that's where I get nervous because this has happened multiple times now, you know. Cosmic, I'm doing another one. I still have credit card debt. My personal income did go down in 2025. That was by design, so that we had an expense with Swell Entertainment. It was to make sure I could still pay Sparkly and William. And so I was, though my bills and everything like that were taken care of, cost of living was taken care of, I put far less towards my debt than I would have liked. So we're doing another no buy year. Haha. He mentioned his pattern and said he will not be giving himself a schedule. Good. Mm. Mm. Sorry, Cosmic, one second. One thing I am allowing myself a little bit more leeway with my budget is buying physical media, especially in the age of AI, especially with the possibility of Netflix buying Warner Brothers or Paramount, etc., and the rise of digital projects being taken down and becoming essentially lost media. Between books getting out of print, banned books, and things like that, I feel a responsibility for archival purposes to get back into collecting physical media. I didn't really do any of that last year. And it's like, I think it also added to my anxiety at the end of the year just because, like, Supernatural is now off of Netflix. You know what I'm saying? So, my intention this year is to spend a little bit more time making physical analog like archives and things like that, and that includes physical media. Um, it's also something I've talked a lot about here is I believe I am a villager. If I never have children and I am just, fun Aunt Amanda to my friends' kids, that is okay with me. I don't know yet. Who knows? But I have also been very vocal about the fact I will not be in a village with stupid children. And so I will be the one that is making the village children read. And so aside from just starting every one of my friends for their baby shower gifts, they will be getting, a kids library starter kit basically. But I also want to start collecting various kids books, like physical copies of them just to have them, especially because there's been reprints and things changed for things like I've never read The Six of Crows, but like the new editions of The Six of Crows removing like references of their ages and things like that, which do feed into a lot of their characterizations. Like just things like this, some of which feel silly. Amazon Prime Video putting out It's a Wonderful Life and cutting out key scenes. Like they're it's not even like the physical media that is like historic physical media. Like they're changing things and cutting things out. I saw a historian talking about how because of AI and because of the pollution of AI, there is going to come a time where we're going to lose sight of what historical figures that we have photos of looked like because there is a rise of like photos of Marilyn Monroe that have been edited. And it's hard to find original versions of some of these photos that are now circulating online because the edited versions are the ones that are being circulated as the true versions. And so I don't know, that's a tangent, but like it feeds into the physical media of it all, including images of historical beings. So yeah. always saw you and felt you give hard English teacher vibes in a good way. Thank you, I suppose. I bought a few years ago a photographic collection documenting COVID. Dude, I even like having like sometimes you have conversations with people now that are like my age and they're like it wasn't that bad. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? New York was using ice rinks to store bodies. What the fuck are you talking about? It wasn't that bad. What do you mean? I remember reading the news stories of children, husbands and wives having to take ice and frozen vegetables from their freezers to try and keep their deceased loved ones' bodies from decomposing because the body vans couldn't get there in time because there was too many bodies to get. Like, you're not gonna sit here and tell me this wasn't a bad fucking time. Actually, go fuck yourself. Love these tangents. You know what? This is what you get with small entertainment. Amanda getting upset and worked up at almost 8 at night. So, it's also later for me. It's technically... God, it's technically like midnight for me almost. No, it's 11-ish for me. I'm just clearly in denial of how bad COVID was. It's just insane. At least a convention center to have enough beds to take care of patients. No, Cosmic. We've talked about lockdown a couple of times. Especially, I talked about it. That was a year that changed my life. That is a year that my YouTube channel took off, and so I had a lot of like success. Survivor's guilt doesn't feel like the right word. At the time, I had a lot of success guilt that I felt because it's like I have friends that are losing their jobs and are miserable in their school programs trying to adjust to online school, and I'm like having the most successful year I've ever had in my life. I'm making YouTube money. I'm doing what I love. And it's like, it was like a very weird feeling. But I was also wildly productive. I saved a lot of money in that time. I wasn't traveling at all. So like, I think it actually really showed like what I can do with YouTube in that time as well. So yeah. Is absolutely hard to find now. The Wayback Machine is a really good tool. I do recommend donating to them if you ever get the inclination. They do really great work. Yeah, sorry, links are not. Do you have the title of the book, MLCast? That is fine. I don't allow titles in chat just because I do have crypto scammers from time to time, and also I don't want anyone clicking on a corn link. The Hold Still book. Here, I can put the link in chat. I am not affiliated with Thrift Books, but they do really good work, chat. So that is the listing for Thrift Books. If you would like to at least see the book here, YouTube, it's coming. If you guys would like it. There you go. I'm assuming that's it, yes? That's a good keyboard. This is a keyboard. It was gifted by Diana Soar. It's from Yuso, I believe. It's made in China. I'm not sure if it's from Amazon or not. They send it to my P.O. box. Can we get my library card? Yes! Please let 2026 be the year everyone gets their library cards. I need to get a new one for my neighborhood. I still need to go. I haven't. I need to go get one. Library card here. Oh, there we go. So I'm like, why is my vision so blurry? And it's like, my skincare is on my thing. Oh, it's been 2 hours. Let me go get some water, chat. I'll be right back. I don't have a water cup. Share stream for a second. Okay, I also think it stopped raining. Oh. I just got some new glasses. Very nice. You have to at least qualify to even apply, and it takes months to move forward. Oh, what was it I was... Oh, thank you for the 20 bits epic MILF machine. Do you just have like an unlimited... Sorry. An unlimited, like, pocket of bits? The sub version and not mobile. Also, Libby is great for audio ebook reader. Yep. There was it Libby? I remember hearing something. It makes me stick to it. I can't remember if Libby did a thing or someone else did a thing. God, my whole body aches. You guys ever had this? I don't know if it's from all the walking I've done the last couple of days, because I walked most of Charleston. Or, thank you for the 15 bits, Moonrise. Or if it's from, let's see. What the fuck was I talking about? Or it's just from flying. Because my knee was acting up like crazy while I was flying. Ooh, 30 days on a deep sea expedition. Sea and Me, 5 days ago. I will be watching. Walking, damn. I was gonna take a hot bath tonight, but honestly, after giving Hermes a bath, I mean, it's 8. It might be good for me to stay up a little longer to readjust to the time difference. Maybe I still will after I'm done with stream. Hank Hill. Jeez. I'm getting old. I'm getting old. Merp. Sorry, I'm scrolling through YouTube to see if there's anything I want to watch with y'all. Or if we are going to play Blueprints again. Let's see. Speaking of video games, some libraries allow you to check out video games. Fun, fun. God, I love my YouTube recommendations. Typical day off or for a low salary Japanese girl overworked in Tokyo from Tiny Tokyo. Makes sense since the TikTok things are cheaper in the browser. Also, I'd recommend saving as many CDs as possible. Yeah. Yeah. I have a CD player. I actually was given a CD player by Smosh when they put out their S&M song. I got invited to the watch party for it. Their not S&M, Submissive and Breedable song. I got invited to the watch party for it, and they gave us all CD copies of it, but also a CD player so that we could listen to it. So I actually have a physical CD player because of Smosh. Dismint, and I'm glad I can play them again. Yeah, sorry, Submissive and Breedable. Not S&M. I mean, it is pretty S&M, but it's submissive and breedable. A YouTube channel called Mike's Videos of Beavers, and it's just a guy posting nature videos of beavers. Dude, I'm telling you, I was watching. I just followed someone on Instagram actually. She does stuff for Nat Geo. I just followed her. Let me see if it shows up. But she literally made a post talking about how there are not a ton of women adventurers because we're not shown a ton of women adventurers. So she has a show that is like just featuring women doing like adventurous things and like around the world and stuff, which is cool. So I literally just followed her. Give me the account. Do I have it saved? Instagram does everything and changes everything except for their fuck ass UI. I swear to God. Nope, not showing up. Okay, I'll try and find her. Oh, okay. Wikipedia posted 14 hours ago, your next Wikipedia rabbit hole according to your birth month. Mine for November is telephone phobia. From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, telephone phobia, telephonobia, telephobia, phone phobia is reluctance or fear of making or taking phone calls, literally fear of telephones. It is considered to be a type of social phobia or social anxiety. My birthday is November 7th. I'm a Scorpio. I talk on the phone all the time. This is not about me. Oh, July you get Bigfoot trap. Infinite money theorem. Infinite money theorem. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can find this girl's page. Let's see. Come on. They showed me again recently. Called me to schedule him an appointment and yelled at me for wanting to know what kind. I love the public. What? How it feels choosing a career knowing damn well I should have been a wizard. Sorry, now I'm just scrolling through Instagram trying to find this girl's page. I wish there was a way to search like recent follows because that would be infinitely more help. Come on. Of course, watch me find it in like a couple of days. Ugh, all right. Let's see. Okay. Forward to either experiencing personally for your own enjoyment or making content. I'm looking forward to making shmoney this year and being better at asking for things that I want. That's what I'm looking forward to. I am looking forward to being debt free because then I feel like there's more things I will do. I will be like, there's more things that I want to do that I feel like I will do once my debt is gone. You know, that I'll just have more freedom to do things that I want to do. You know? Boop. Also, how we're playing Blueprints. to 365 buttons. I'm kind of obsessed with Button Girl, can I admit? Because you know what? She really cooked with... Actually, it really doesn't have to make sense to anyone but me, and I really don't feel like explaining myself right now. She cooked with that. She cooked. And you know what? That's the vibe. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone but me. Like a generational vibe. No, I'm really obsessed with Buttons Girl because she's so right. Hang on. I need this to go away from my screen. There we go. Okay. Have you seen that that video on TikTok where it's like, in every white person's house there exists a bird? Somewhere. They love a bird. Boop. Okay. Let's see if I remember how I did this. Oh, Den, duh. Nothing actually threw him to actually queen. Yeah. Yeah, she really cooked with that, frankly. My one gem going to the laboratory. You got anything good for me? You know what? This would make sense if the, what's it called, was here. The magnifying glass, but I feel like it's never in here. Hello. I know I can't see you, but might as well do this. Oh, you fucking assholes. Fuck you. Let's do another room, fuckers. Oh, look, a chest, haha. Give me something useful if you're gonna make me suffer. There we go. All right. Problem 1 solved. Okay, I need a key card for you. Okay, fuck you. God. Well, I mean, at least this is helpful. I finally have the, I can do this. I finally have the dark room, the, what's it called? And the everything all at once. Give it to me. Give it to me. What am I looking for? 1128. You're important. So this is called Blueprints. It's a play on Blueprints. 1128. Anything else I need to see in here? I don't think so. I think it's just that. Are you hiding things from me in your beard? Ha 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 ha. I think every table is hiding one thing, maybe. Stop walking backwards. Why are you all blurry? Is that showing there's a hidden envelope over there? And is this the camera? Is that a bathroom? What am I looking for? Why are you doing this to me? Wait, what is that? What are you? Hello. Hand crank. Huzzah. Has requested yet another print of the lady ship. Said the best development was too dark, so keep an eye on that. This is the same, yeah, 1128. Well, what do I need 1128 for? I swear there was more photos of those two. There they are. No, this is different. Green memos found in Hartley's room are always false. All right. I feel like there were other photos of the maids, no? Like there was definitely 2 or 3 other photos of them. Why is it just this one? I swear there were more photos. Is this a different one? Or is this the same one? I'm definitely missing something, it feels like. Oh, here it is. Here's another one. what I'm looking for. Here we go. Maybe there is nothing from them, and I'm just like, I already got what I needed, which was the item in the... That's right, the archives are locked. I have no keys. Let's do the laboratory. I really don't think there's anything in here. But I kind of think... It looked like he was in the tub, so I figured maybe it was in here. The envelope thing that I thought was. But alas, 'tis nothing. I think I'm out of luck. Yeah, because I don't have keys. I think all the archive doors need keys, right? No, so we're trying to get... Okay, no, this one works. Might get keys. Let's find out. Key card. This is helpful. And a key. Perfect. Never mind, because I turned them off. Use. Basically, we're trying to find the hidden room of this... Okay, fuck me, I guess. The hidden room of this space. I didn't even walk in! Fuck you! Fuck it. Okay, well... We're trying to find the hidden room, which is up in the antechamber space, but we can't get there. Because I don't have enough space. That's right, I can't. I'm gonna run out of space. Okay, I guess if we can try... That one's locked, yes? Yeah. What we can try is try going back to the utility closet, even though I don't think I'll make it in time, but might as well. And try and see if I can get the key card door to open now. Have a good night. Bye. It's technically my Narwhal headphones, but I also accept Sharpfin. I don't think I'll make it far enough for the archives, but might as well try it. Oh, wait, no, it's right here. We're good. Mood. How dare you? Oh, let's try the boiler room. I haven't done that yet. This is new. Of course, it's not where I need it to be, but whatever. What do you do? I have no idea what I'm doing. Haha. Will you work? The black box is black. Well, yes. The black box is true. The black box is empty. Ah. So it could be either one of these. Yeah. No way to know. I'm not gonna get much farther with this because I don't have enough steps, but I have a key. Hee. And now we're tired. Oh. Alright. My girl dinner of goldfish 2 nights in a row. Let's see. I wish I could skip this bit. Let's try going this way. This would immediately give me a key, so. Mine. Parlor would be helpful. They just let me put the hat on my head. This can be a dead end one? Yes. I have a key, but I want to save it. Okay, I do not want to use... Oh, it's connect to a hallway. Sleep mask. That's helpful. Nothing else? Okay. Wow, rude. I have 2 gems. Might as well do the passageway. This does make it helpful. I guess hallway. Wine cellar is new. Metal detector, metal detector. Oh. I can't connect these two. But good to know. I like where my head is at. What are you? Pantry would be helpful. Let's see. And we got an apple. They're digging in your purse. Let's see. The gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter U. Okay, well, you contain the letter U. The blue box is true. You have the letter U. The gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter B. The blue box is true. I'm trying you. Oh well. Alas. Oh, do I lock myself up at this point? Yeah, I would lock myself out. Oh well. Hi, Anarchy. How was your stream earlier? I'm getting keys and diamonds for something. I literally can't do anything from this room, I don't think. I can go to that one... Yeah, everything's locked. Okay. I might as well just call it a day. I died a lot. Okay. I don't... We would like to avoid that. This is my dinner, Anarchy. I don't have food in my apartment. I leave in a day. So, dinner. Hi, Almanac again. Order food. I don't really want to. It's 8:38 at night. Maybe tomorrow. I'll try going straight again. Well, you see, it started with my wit and charm, Anarchy. Girl dinner. Give me. Luckily, I have key. Don't worry, I won't play for much longer. We're already at 3 hours. Den is helpful. With an ever-changing home like this, I'd have to wonder if this work it's worth it. That I remember these houses this would cost IRL. Thank you for the 15 bits, Epic MILF Machine. Oh, Moonrise, I missed Moonrise's bits. And Harrison's follow. God, I'm sorry. I'm a mess. I am a mess tonight. I guess I might as well put the boiler room here. Hello. Getting the Google Doc ready. Because I said I'm funny. Okay. Oh wait, no, I fucked up. This won't it won't let me give me the door. How do I get you to do that? How do I get you to do that? There must be a way. Yeah, that turns you off. That looks right. Okay, but you're off. Do I hit you? What do I do? Anarchy, stop it. I can cover additional text. You guys are silly. Stop. Ignore Anarchy. Oh, I did it. Holy shit. Okay, that's part of it. Wait. Are you open? Okay, no. Just... How do I get you to open? I'm assuming the white ones. Okay. So I need to get you, maybe? Okay, I did that. Now what else do I need? Oh, you know, that put it away. Okay. Okay. Do I just have to time it? But how do I get you to open? Nope. Oh, that's right. It's just those three things, right? What if I turn this one off? Oh. That turns it back. Still can't get you open. Where are you going? You're there. Oh, you are off. I'll turn you back on. No? Let's see. Are you on? Oh, I see. Oh, holy shit. Hi. Let me in. Huzzah! Damn. outside of the drawing room. Fuck you! Oh, you assholes. They hate me. That's not working. There's literally gonna be nothing in here. Map? Oh. Okay. Well, I don't think we're gonna get that far. "44 letters is the message. Unusual pairings: glove, love, sting, sing, crowd, crow, groan, gown, snack, sack. Face and ace. Okay. Oh. Nope. Okay, well, let's see. Sturdy, study, face, ace, beard, bard. I don't know if it's possible with so little time left, but I need to remember to ask Anne if we can commission new artwork for all the rooms of the house. We need them produced in sets of 2, a pair for each room. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm thinking. I'm likely delusional to think this can be pulled off by Thursday. All right. Well, match. Hmm. It just like, it's like a negative points against you, basically. It like makes the game harder. Hmm. 44 letters in the message. F, face, and ace. F. Match and tree. Hi, chat. I cheated. Be prepared for our plans to be set in motion in a month or two. It's all lining up, and all of our hard work is about to come to fruition. I've just learned that several members of the museum's guards are sympathetic to our cause. We suspect 2 more to be pure opportunists, whose loyalty extends only to their coin purse. Your uncle has already agreed to let us use Mount Holly's flexible floor plan for a trial run, assuming the red print we have secured of the museum's closed exhibit is in fact accurate and up to date. We should begin these trials without delay once you arrive. Until we meet again on the shore of White Sands, Caleb. Closed exhibit, the rooms. Okay. You found a secret floor plan. Would you like to permanently add closed exhibit to your drafting pool? Yes. Why not? I don't have a key, right, for the gymnasium? This is locked. No, it's not. Oh, if I can get... What was the treasure map? Hold on. Oh, no, I need to get up further. Which I doubt I'll be able to do. Yeah, locked. Aquarium! Fuck yeah! Fish. Fish. Fish are fun and cool. How dare you be blocked off? I guess I don't have a choice. I gotta do the bedroom. I don't really need you, but I'll take you. Until I can get a key. Oh, that's right, I can't go down from here. I gotta go. Boop. Nope, stop. I haven't tried going this way yet. Might as well. Give me keys. Luckily I have key. Hallway. Ugh, how dare you. The Red Prince's crown. Oh, Jesus. Did I do it? Holy shit, I did it. Oh. I did not think that would work. Okay. Dearest children, this pieces are in place and all rigid cogs have been greased. However, if our ambitious plans are to succeed, we must strike this Tuesday. The routine changing of guard personnel on the first of each month means the opportunity we have created for ourselves will likely never be so opportune. If we wait and even one additional week, the window will be closed. On Tuesday, there will be 3 Royal Guards stationed in Learson Hall. Hold on. Farah. Any shenanigans? I don't think so. Okay, well, we can't go that way. That one's blocked off. Need a key card. Parlor would be helpful. Give me coins. Oh, apple. Perfect. I'll wrap up soon, Chad. Statements with the word white are always true. Gems are in the white box. I'm gonna try this. Let's see it. Might be nothing. Yay! Okay. Huzzah. Let's take the courtyard. Duh. Does mean this door is now open. Do you have scissors? No, but I have a sledgehammer. I mean, not scissors. I wanted the shovel. Let's do the West Wing. Key would be helpful. Hi, Hermes. Can you not dig on the couch, Bubs? I kind of don't care about this. I really don't care about coins. Nothing really charges coins anymore. Hermes! Crazy. Chill out. This could be helpful. Hermes. Ugh, how dare you. This would be annoying, but it would give me options. No, wouldn't. I need a key card for you, which I don't have. I'll take the walk-in closet. Do you have a key in here? Give me a key. Come on. How about a key? Or a key card? Nope. Never mind, actually. Fuck you. Hermes. Yeah, we're not going to make it much further because we have... Yeah, we'd need keys for everything. Spare room. Hermes. I mean, I have a thing. Does this help anything? No chests in here, were there? Yeah, I don't think there were. Alright. Call it a day. Call it. Alright, we'll end today's stream. Oh, so I can go cuddle my goblin. Scarlet Villa. Fuck you. I hate when it does this. Wait, does it classify the aquarium as a red room? I guess technically, yeah, there's multiple colors on the aquarium. Save and quit. Let's see. Happy New Year's. Bye. All right, let's see. Thank you, Epic MILF Machine, for more games. Oh, Game Pass Dad is streaming. It's been a minute since we've rated Game Pass Dad. All right, we're gonna raid Game Pass Dad. Have fun with Game Pass Dad. Have fun, be nice. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, yeah. No, tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow. And then I travel again starting Sunday. So, yeah. Bye. YouTube, thank you guys for hanging out. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.